In the headlines, Phase 1 of a multi-million-dollar stadium renovation project coming to an end. Dominica State College student Yannicka Blah is Miss WAP Duet 2018. And a call to the nation to address obesity among school-aged children. I am Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001, 275-5003 to
imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, a unique aspect of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival about to be showcased to the international community come this weekend. Acting Festivals and Events Manager at the Dominica Festivals Committee, Martha Williams, says the stadium forecourt will be transformed into a festival village, which will enhance the WCMF experience for visitors and locals alike.
We have boasted of an additional experience in the World Creole Music Festival, and I've been told that we basically are the only world festival who presents that. So we have an outside area, which is basically called the food court, where we get patrons to have an additional experience. What we are doing this year, because we are celebrating 40 years of independence, is to provide individuals with themed nights. So on Friday night will be the Bouillon night. So all the music you will be hearing in the festival village will be Bouillon related. On Saturday night will be the Calypso night, because on Saturday evening on the main stage we are doing the entertainment launch of Dominica's Carnival. And then on Sunday will be Calypso night, so you'll be hearing a lot of the Calypso music.
The World Creole Music Festival also seeks to highlight the more traditional aspects of Dominica's culture on the main stage, and for this reason, patrons of the festival will be treated to cultural nuggets over the weekend event.
We know that our cultural acts are very important to the Creole in the World Creole Music Festival. So for the first intermission every night, that is before we actually put the bands on the lineup, we will present a 40 years cultural extravaganza dubbed Hele Huri. So it's going to be a storyline that takes you all the way back to when we got our independence, how we transition throughout the years, and where we are at currently, where we intend to go. And that will feature a number of the traditional groups like the Piditsavan cultural groups, the Kalinagos, the Lapo Cabwits, the Bele groups, the Kolio Band Move, all the senseis and the Peebush drummers. A lot of the groups in Dominica will form part of that grand spectacle.
The World Creole Music Festival will run from Friday 26th to Sunday 28th October at the Windsor Park Stadium. In more top stories, the Southwestern District has captured the title of Miss WAP Duet 2018. 21-year-old Yannicka Blah of Kennedy Avenue, who is also a student at the Dominica State College, won the prestigious title at Wednesday night's show. Blah was among 6 young ladies participating in the pageant, which was hosted at the Old Mill Cultural Center. On her way to winning the title, Blah also took the awards for Best Performing Talent, Best Creole Spectacular Wear, and Best in WAP Duet.
soul carries the immortal dances, and they say that on a clear night, if you look carefully into the shimmering dome above us, you will see her. You will see her dancing, dancing, dancing.
The first runner-up went to Alicia Joseph, who is from the community of Grand Bay and represented the South. Joseph also won the Miss Photogenic Award. Second runner-up position went to Cassie Seraphin, who represented the Eastern District. The other participants were Norma Blah, who represented the West, Alwina Thomas from the Northern District, and Yulin Massicott representing the Northeast. Still on the cultural scene, the Chief Cultural Officer is expressing gratitude that his team was able to pull through with the staging of this year's Miss Wobdwet pageant even after the show's venue was changed last minute.
The event, which was originally carded for the stadium, had to be moved to the Old Mill. The crew told Channel 5 News efforts to secure the tents continued up until just before showtime on Wednesday, but the event itself went ahead successfully. For the Chief Cultural Officer, that's reason enough to be thankful to all who made it possible.
I just thank God. I just give God all the thanks and the praise because it was like a miracle yesterday. We had to shift from the stadium to the Old Mill in a matter of 2 days, but we literally had 1 day in which to actually set up and prepare for the show last night. And thank God, everything was set up on time. I have to thank all the people who helped discover Dominica, Arden, Keith Woodman, Swinging Stars, Ophelia, all the staff of the cultural division, local government, all the people who helped in one way or the other to help to make this possible. But the show came off very, very well, better than I could ever anticipate. The attendance was really very good. We got extra chairs yesterday and we still ran out of chairs. And the turnout was good and the show itself, the girls performed very well. I just want to congratulate the winner, the runners-up, and the other contestants. Thank everybody who participated. Again, I thank the staff of the Cultural Division for their support and hard work. So thank God, yes, another one has been achieved, accomplished, so I thank God for that.
In other developments, a warning to the nation this independence season that there are too many children suffering the effects of poor nutrition and non-communicable diseases. The Minister for Agriculture believes as a nation we need to examine this question of proper nutrition, eating healthy, and sustaining a healthy and strong society. Mr. Austri was last weekend addressing Market Day with a difference in Portsmouth.
We have a serious problem of malnutrition and poor nutrition in this country. Yes, our belly full, but we're still hungry because we're not eating the right foods. We're not eating it. Go to our schools and see the number of children going to class and see the size, the level of obesity at our schools. Young children suffering from diabetes and hypertension, 9 years, 10 years, 13 years. And when you have diabetes and hypertension, it normally follows you for your entire life. And the devastating impact of that on our human resource is tremendous.
Hurricane Maria's devastation of the country's agriculture has had a negative impact on the availability of certain fruits and other crops that are essential to the local diet.
Our entire citrus industry has been destroyed. So that is why today you don't see a lot of grapefruits and oranges and limes in the market, because that entire system has been destroyed. Avocados, coffee, coconuts. Now, if we have to propagate this on the island, it will take us 5 years.
The Ministry of Agriculture is addressing this issue by importing planting material for propagation. A significant boost for the involvement of young people in cultural art forms. During the Miss Wab Duet show on Wednesday night, a visiting cultural group from Colombia donated 4 accordions to the Division of Culture. The Chief Cultural Officer has welcomed the gift presented to the Minister for Tourism and Culture, Senator Honorable Robert Tong.
Their presence here and their playing, both at the rendezvous and the show last night, I hope they have encouraged maybe and inspired some young people to take up the art of accordion playing. And Julian, while they were here, they had 2 workshops at the Old Mill, 2 training workshops. One for the younger generation, because we had around 3 school boys attending that workshop. They play accordions from our training programs. And then yesterday we had another set of accordionists, young as well, but maybe a little more experienced. We had them. We didn't have the very professional, accomplished accordionists of Dominica, but we had the younger ones, and they benefited tremendously from the exercise. And yes, we are very grateful for the instruments themselves, because accordions are expensive. They're not readily available in Dominica, so most times we have to order them. They are very fragile. You have to be careful how you handle them, and so because they can get damaged easily. So bearing all of that in mind, we're very grateful for the donation from the Colombians. And 4 accordions can go a long way to help to give a boost to accordion playing and jimping music in Dominica.
Meantime, the Cultural Division is in the process of obtaining 12 accordions and other instruments through a U.S. Embassy Cultural Development project. You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fence pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Welcome back. Phase 1 of a $7.6 million renovation project on the Windsor Park Stadium is nearing completion.
That's according to stadium manager Gafford Joseph, who says 95% of that first phase of the project is complete. The Windsor Park Stadium is the venue for the 20th edition of the World Creole Music Festival, set to get underway from Friday. This piece of infrastructure was among many damaged by Hurricane Maria, and Joseph says a lot of work has already gone into phase 1 of the rehabilitation project.
The repairs of all the roof and all the stands, including the media center and the players' pavilion. We had a security wall, perimeter wall. It's actually broken, maybe 80% of it was down, so that had to be repaired, and it's now 100% installed. Repaired and rehabilitated. Our gates were actually done as well, entire. We've got 8 gates, perimeter gates, and that's actually up and ready. So in terms of security, we are very confident that we are ready for the festival. Other areas that of concern was our VIP booth. Well, we've done complete renovation of them. We used to call them VIP boxes, but right now I think I'm going to upgrade them to VIP suites. A lovely job has been done in there. And we've done new ceiling, new lighting, new air conditioning units, new carpet. So we're in a very good place.
A foreign company had been contracted to undertake renovation works on the Windsor Park Stadium while subcontracting local entities. Speaking to Channel 5 News on the eve of the first night of the World Creole Music Festival, Joseph says the stadium will offer a new ambience to patrons of the show.
Now, in terms of repair works, maybe 95% of the repair works have been done, but we are actually in a good place to hosting the festival come tomorrow. In terms of preparation from the event organizer's perspective, the stage is up, the matting is down, the fencing is along, coming on nicely. The bars are all set up in the forecourt. So it's just a matter of just, doing the little bits and bobs, little cleanup, and, just get ready. So right now, as we speak, I think we're in a good place. The contractor, what's Energy International, who they subcontract the local contractors, which is very good. And yes, a lot is going on for the past 4 or 5 weeks. But we are there.
An outstanding Dominican and national treasure. That's how Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence has described historian and anthropologist Dr. Lennox Honeychurch.
Mr. Lawrence made the comments in an interview with Channel 5 News after the Prime Minister announced that Dr. Honeychurch would receive the nation's highest award, the Dominic Award of Honor, on 3rd November. In a statement released on Wednesday, Prime Minister Skerrit said it was Cabinet's view that Dr. Honeychurch was a national icon and treasure, and that someone who had contributed immensely to our overall development, guiding the country from an historical perspective. The Prime Minister called him a reservoir of knowledge who was involved in the social, economic and political development of the country. The Prime Minister thanked Dr. Honeychurch for his service to the country over the last 40 years and said he had great regard, respect and admiration for him.
I think he has contributed very significantly to the development of Dominica, especially in the area of recording the history of the country, in sharing the history as well through the documentation that he has produced with several publications, and even wider than Dominica, he's done books on Caribbean history as well. His books have been used in schools across the Caribbean. Lennox is very accomplished in terms of his educational background. He has attained a master's and a PhD in his field. In addition to that, he's an archaeologist. He is actually a builder because he helped to restore buildings, and especially Fort Shirley at the Cabritz, which is an outstanding piece of work that he did, the restoration work. And in addition to that, he's still an outstanding artist. He's done a number of murals that are quite significant across the island. He is a broadcaster, very accomplished broadcaster, and he's a short story writer and a poet, and the list goes on, So he's a very talented individual, and I would also say a very generous individual as well. I know that he has helped a lot of people. Of course, he wouldn't say so himself, but I know that he has helped a lot of people, and he's generous too with his knowledge. Anytime they call upon Lennox to give a lecture, to write something across the island, he's done numerous lectures across the island and across the Caribbean.
Mr. Lawrence, meantime, says he believes Dr. Honeychurch is truly deserving of this award.
I congratulate him on behalf of the Cultural Division. He's also a man of culture, a man of history, and so I can really identify with his work. And he's a good friend of mine as well. For many, many years. I've known him for a very long time. And on behalf of the cultural community as well of Dominica, the cultural groups, the artists across the island, we simply just want to commend Dr. Honeychurch on a well-deserved award.
The King of Kings Calypso Extravaganza to showcase performances from the reigning 2018 monarch, King Bob, alongside Kings Hunter, Observer, Daddy Chess, Dice, Caressa, Solo, Rabbit, Zay, and female monarch, Tasha P.
Road March Kings Spencer, Robin, Super L, Dino, Sour Sour, Sai, Lugas are also expected to entertain patrons. Road March champion of Trinidad and Tobago, the Super Blue aka Blue Boy, is also down to perform his hit songs. That show is taking place at the Harlem Plaza tonight. And it's Creole Day on Friday. You can look out for the usual national dress parade through the streets of the city.
To end the news, the headlines again. Phase 1 of a multi-million-dollar stadium renovation project coming to an end. Dominica State College student Yannicka Blah is Miss Swab Duet 2018. and a call to the nation to address obesity among school-aged children. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.